Hi, we are going to give you an overview of 5 principles of leadership effectiveness. Over the next few sessions, we're going to cover them individually in more depth, but in this video, we're just going to define how we'll be using these words. The 5 principles of leadership effectiveness are clarity, honesty, ownership, win-win, and commitment. Let's look at them one by one. Clarity, in the way we define it at Stillwater, has 5 elements. 1. Being clear about what you want to achieve in granular detail along with clear timelines. 2. Being clear on how you're going to get there. What actions are you going to take and what conversations are you going to have to achieve your goals. 3. Being clear on the time frame for the actions or conversations. 4. Being clear on the prices you're willing to pay in order to achieve your goals. And 5. Being clear on why the goal is important for you. So, a statement like, I want to work on my health, is not a statement of clarity in the way we've defined it. Clarity would sound more like, I want to run 5 kilometers in 30 minutes by 31st December. Therefore, I'm going to run 1 hour 3 times a week starting 1st September. To achieve this, I'm willing to bear the physical effort and soreness from running 3 hours a week. This goal is important for me because I want to be a reliable earner for my family and I want to have fun playing sports. Now, in the above statements, what I want is clear. 5 kilometers in 30 minutes by 31st December. How is clear. Running 3 hours a week. The time frame for the action is clear. Starting 1st September. The price is clear. Physical effort and soreness. Why is clear. To be a reliable earner and have fun playing sports. When you have clarity, you will transmit clarity to others. And you can tell if someone has clarity by the words they use. You can also tell if someone is confused by the words they use. We'll look at some of those signal words later in the program. The second principle is honesty. The way we use the word honesty is slightly different from its normal everyday usage. When we use the word honesty, we don't just mean being honest with other people. We are also talking about being honest with yourself. Honesty is looking at the situation as it is, removing our biases so that we are neither overreacting nor underreacting. Honesty, as per this definition, is 4 things. 1. Separating the facts of the situation from our own beliefs and biases. 2. Listening to your emotions rather than suppressing them. In the corporate world, we are often taught that being emotional is being immature. But the greatest leaders have learned how to harness their emotions and use their emotions to help them make better decisions. We'll talk about how you can learn to use your emotional intuitions later in the course. The third element of honesty is listening to feedback rather than dismissing it. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to agree with feedback, but it means you acknowledge the truth about how others are perceiving you. And finally, the fourth element of honesty is looking at results neutrally without going into denial. Ownership is the third principle. If after taking an honest look at the situation, we realize that things are not where we want them to be, under pressure, we can sometimes blame externalities or even ourselves. Ownership is about looking at the choices available to us. We're going to look at ownership in much more detail later in the program because a lot of people think they understand ownership, but it's quite a subtle concept. Ownership doesn't mean that you have to do everything by yourself, of course. As leaders, you need to get others to help you out. But people will only give you what you want if you give them what they want. So win-win is really about understanding the objectives and constraints of your stakeholders. It's only if you really understand this that you can offer them something that's attractive enough for them to make them want to get on board. The final principle of leadership effectiveness is commitment. Again, the way we use the word is very different from how people use it normally. Most of the time when somebody uses the word committed to describe someone, they really mean hardworking. People say someone is committed if they work till midnight every day. That's not how we are going to use the word. See, if someone says to you, I will try to get this report to you by Friday, have they made a commitment? Not really. Because if they don't give it to you, they'll say, I tried. Even if they say, I'll try my best to give this report to you by Friday, it's not a commitment. Because if they don't deliver the report, they'll say, I tried my best. And that's a very subjective statement. In our definition of commitment, if they gave you a commitment, they would say, I'll give you the report by Friday. And how you can tell if someone is committed or not is based on whether they delivered the report on Friday or not. If they did what they said they would do, they were committed. If they didn't do what they said they would do, they were not committed. So the definition of commitment we are using just now is commitment is equal to results. That might seem too harsh because you might be thinking, what about floods or demonetization or coronavirus? If I don't achieve my targets because of one of these, are you saying I'm not committed? Yes. Based on this definition, that commitment is equal to results. If you don't have the results, you're not committed. I know that might seem like an unrealistic way of looking at things just now, but hold on to the thought for now without making a decision. Decide at the end of the program if it's a way of looking at things that you would like to adopt. So if we look at these 5 principles, we can summarize how leaders think about situations. First, they get clear about what they want to create. Second, they honestly look at the situation. What's working? What is not working? Third, they look at what they can do about it. What are the choices available to them? Fourth, they see who they need to get on board and figure out how to get them on board. And finally, they make a commitment to get it done. It seems simple, and it is, but it's not easy. And over the rest of this program, we're going to explore what makes it hard and how to develop this way of thinking so that you can achieve the outcomes you want. For now, we would like you to just remember the definitions we've used: clarity, honesty, ownership, win-win, commitment. We'll get into the details of these over the next few sessions. See you there.